Good morning, everybody. And I think I can say good morning because it's before 12. Gary Wilkins. I'm looking at my watch and it says 11:57. So I'm right on time today. Promises made, promises kept. We start by noon. That's the bottom line on this beautiful 85-degree day. I mean, does it get better than this? Seriously, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Oh man, it's a little bit cloudy out there, hazy, but the humidity is a bit high, and we're going to be looking at some showers at any time. Pop-up showers, they could happen anytime, or they might not happen at all. That's the way it works when you're by the lakes with humidity, with high temperatures. Anything goes with the weather. But we've had some great weather here, and my front lawn is looking a little bit brown. There hasn't been a lot of water. I'm going to have to actually put some water on it if we don't get some rain soon. Not that I'm complaining. I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but it is a little bit dry out there. Really, really dry. Anyway, my name is Paul K. Lemire. This is Your City, Your Voice, coming to you live from the studios of 4680Q Radio, downtown Niagara Falls, across from the weed-infested Meteor Crater. You can't miss it on Chrysler Avenue. Just go down Chrysler towards Park Street, look to your right, you'll see all kinds of weeds. That's it. We're on the other side of the weeds. We're far enough away from the ticks and vermin that inhabit that piece of property the city owns and they're not taken care of. Well, they trim it around the edge like Friar Tuck, but bald in the middle. No, it's not bald in the middle. It's got weeds. It's got the Kramer haircut now. It's crazy. It used to be a Friar Tuck. Now it's a Kramer. Okay, so let's get into this show today here. But before I get into it, I want to mention my sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, Hamo Machine Company, and Niagara Parks Commission. And you see this beautiful weather. You know darn well the kids are going to be tugging at your shorts saying, hey, we want to go somewhere. We want to do something. So you pack them in the car and you go up to Long Beach for the day. And about halfway there, you break down. And you go, I should have taken my car to Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. Let Ken Hunter look at it and give it the once over. Check my air conditioning, check my brakes, check my oil, check my fluids. Give it the once over on your computer just to make sure your car has no error codes and it's going to run perfect and it's not about to bust down on you. That's called being proactive when you do stuff like that. And that's what you want to be. You want to be proactive with your car. You don't want it to break down. Not good for your car. It's not good for anything except a headache. Good for a headache if you like headaches. I don't like headaches. I like things to go smooth. And if you get in a wreck, don't forget he's got a full auto body shop there. Take care of your car. In wreck, out in showroom condition. Can't beat it. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. WildBillsAuto.ca. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you and get that car running tip-top. You don't want it monkeying around with your car. It's the worst thing in the summer. It's bad in the winter too, but the summer you want to get away. And while you're on the website, looking around and making appointments and everything to have stuff done, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel. Come on, it helps the algorithm. It helps get the show out there. The more that it gets out to, the more that sign up. We get a bunch. It costs nothing. It costs you on a dime. It's free. It's free. Watch the show free. What the heck? Just get on there and do it. Just sign up, subscribe, help us out over here. And let's get the message out to tons of people. We have an election coming up in a year, and we definitely want everybody to be out and vote for your favorite candidates. Now, 27% turnout last time isn't enough. That's why we're here. Your city, your voice. Your city, your vote. Your city, your choice. Come on. Just do it. Just do it. Okay. Get to my other sponsors later on in the show. And they're all great sponsors. I mean, the whole bunch of Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, Hamo Machine Company, of course, the Niagara Parks Commission, all great corporate citizens, and just work well with the community and have been here for a while. Okay, so the other day, if you remember my show, I was talking about the number of motorcycle accidents lately, and it's disturbing, to be honest with you. Motorcycling is a hobby. Well, to some people, it's their life, but to most people, it's a hobby. You get on the bike and go for a nice ride on a sunny day like today. Enjoy the open air and the scenery, and stop somewhere to have a coffee or something, and motor around the peninsula. We have a lot of great things to see, but lately it's become a real nightmare. And it's one of the reasons I got rid of my bike a while ago, is because it just got too dangerous. Hitting the pavement hurts. It's not much fun. Sometimes if you hit the pavement and you get screwed up bad enough, you wish you were dead. But 10 motorcyclists have been killed since June. And that's an astounding number in this area. Highest it's ever been. And that's just the riders who's had their life taken, who died. It doesn't count even the accidents, the number of accidents on the roads. It's getting even more dangerous than when I gave it up. And like I say, it's no longer fun. It's like a Mad Max dash out there, and it's a death race. People are just not paying attention. It's stressful. It's dangerous. Drivers are rude, aggressive, unaware. They just don't pay attention. They're not aware of what's going on the road. And they really don't care about the rules of the road. I mean, you can see that just driving in a car. Nobody signals. People make a left in front of you, just turn in front of you. They really don't care anymore. It's crazy. And I don't know what to attribute that to, but if you're on a bike, there's no forgiveness. Somebody can crash into your car and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you," or whatever, and get the insurance companies. But on a bike, it's a little bit different. Even the smallest collision sends you flying. It could take your life. The city is overcrowded. The infrastructure is obsolete. It's not built to handle the number of people that have come down the QEW and made Niagara Falls their home, or St. Catharines, or the Niagara region for that matter. It's ridiculous. And they've taken roads like Thornstone Road, Lundy's Lane, and McLeod Road and turned them into nightmare highways. And there's no escape from that. I mean, you go down those roads, you take your life in your hands. That's all there is to it. They're death traps. They're death traps for cars, never mind bikers. People are frustrated. They're rushing through stoplights. They don't stop at stop signs. Don't use turn signals when changing lanes. Cut off people to make their turns from side streets into traffic. It's just terrible out there. And it's just because of congestion. People get frustrated. They're stuck in this traffic. And, everybody says, well, they should be in Toronto. Excuse me. It's fine to say that. We're not from Toronto. I didn't learn to drive in the traffic of Toronto. I learned to drive in Niagara Falls. And it's a lot different, although it's getting to that level on some streets now. It's just crazy. And the streets aren't made to handle it, so it's frustrating and it's dangerous. I mean, bikers, the guys who ride bikes, they have to really, really drive defensive. Look once, look twice, and give it a third look, because you never know. The director of Learning Curves that offers motorcycle riding courses across Ontario says 40% of all bike accidents are single vehicle. Riders who don't know how to handle the bike. And that's another problem, too. There's a lot of novice bike riders on the road. Why? Well, a lot of times it comes down to economics. They can't afford a new car because they're too expensive. So what do they ride? A motorcycle. A lot less expensive, easier on gas to get you from A to B. But it's a little bit different than tooling around in a car. And what happens is that these guys are inexperienced, they get in trouble, and down they go. Down they go. Their riding abilities just aren't enough. when they get in a jam. They don't know what to do, and down they go. And these bikes, some of these bikes they get are fast. You crack the throttle, you're gone, out of control sometimes. So my thing is, listen, we don't need any more accidents. We don't need any more people getting killed. To the car drivers, be careful. Look at that guy. He's throwing a piece of junk in the meteor crater. It's become a haven for junk now. He'll just throw it out in the middle of the meteor crater. Who cares? But yeah, you got to watch when you're in a car. Bikes are hard to see, especially in traffic. You're going to make a left, and all of a sudden they're there. You just didn't notice them. You're watching for cars. It's that optical illusion. So you got to be very careful in cars watching for bikes. There's a lot more on the street today than there was even when I was riding 10 years ago. You also have to be careful. If you're a biker, look once, look twice, that old carpenter's thing. Measure twice, cut once. Look twice, look 3 times, and then go. You have to come to every corner thinking that the car sitting at that corner is not going to see you. They're going to pull out right in front of you. You have to be ready. It's just the way it is. Is it right? No, it's not. It's stressful. You should be able to go down the road and expect other people are going to follow the rules of the road. If they're stopped at a stoplight or stopped at a stop sign, they're going to stay there. But you can't take that for granted. And when you get on these back roads and experienced riders, just don't crack your throttle open and go like crazy. Back roads have all kinds. They have animals coming out. They have gravel. They have all kinds of stuff. You've got to be very, very careful out there today. And definitely, whatever you do, don't drink and drive. I mean, they're sober. It's tough enough. Drinking is just crazy. Driving on a bike, half in the bag. No. That's a recipe for disaster. And I think everybody's just got to take it easy, keep your eyes open, pay attention to the road, get off your phones. And this is good advice, whether there's a bike beside you or not. Just take your time, pay attention to the road. This city has a lot of very bad drivers, a lot of seniors, a lot of people who don't understand English, immigrants, a lot of people who have fake licenses, a lot of people have no licenses. They've been taken away because they're bad driving. And those people, a lot of them are on the electric bikes and scooters now where you don't need a license. So be careful out there. This city's a very dangerous city to drive around in. And that's not even mentioning the 14 million tourists we get here every year who have no clue where they're going and are not beyond stopping in the middle of the road. Coming to a dead stop for no reason. They're doing a U-E or something stupid. So be careful out there. That's all I'm saying. We don't want our biker friends on the ground. It's not much fun. It's not much fun if you're involved in it. It's not much fun if you're on the bike. So just be careful. Is that a public service announcement? Okay, I'm a good guy. Public service announcement. That was. So on the traffic vein, Welland is contemplating lowering the speed limit on city streets to 40 kilometers an hour. We heard about that. And now Niagara-on-the-Lake is looking at reducing the speeds on their rural roads from 80 to 70 because they're having big problems on the rural roads. People speeding and going off the road. We saw the other day, a couple days ago, a car go off the road on Queenston Street at Concession 6 and killed 3 people in the car. I never got the full story. I don't know what happened there, but I'm just contemplating it was speed at 3 a.m. That happens, and it's sad, but like I say, it's crazy. So they want to reduce the speed limits on some of these roads from 80 to 70 kilometers an hour. A lot of the people that live on those rural roads are complaining that they have farm workers who are on those roads with bicycles or walking, coming to work early in the morning in the dark or leaving for back to wherever they go later on at night. So they're worried about them. They're worried about their farm vehicles that they're driving down these rural roads and somebody smashing into them. And we saw that it's enough of a problem so that the police were on the rural roads doing speed checks. and they arrested a whack of people. I don't know, 24 people or something for speeding and stunt driving, for stunt driving, that kind of thing. And town staff in Agron Lake, they want to now reduce the roads from 50 to 40, much like Welland, right in the city. And it's just Agron Lake has grown. There's more cars going fast. There are more accidents, and faster means more fatal crashes. And they figure that reducing the speed limit by 10% will reduce fatalities by 40%. And yeah, I mean, people aren't going to be careful. They have to make these rules. If you could control yourself, they wouldn't have to make the rules. Rules are made not for the guys who abide by the law. They're made for the guys who refuse to abide by the law and just don't. I did a study and I found that if you reduce the speed limit to 0, it will reduce fatal crashes by 100%. Now that's a study. Find balance between reasonable speeds on city roads and moving traffic around the city in an efficient manner. Slower speeds create frustration and gridlock. And that may be worse than keeping it the same. So I don't know about these studies that say to lower the speed limit, going from 50 to 40 is better, or 70, 80 to 70 is better. Does it make that much of a difference? Obviously, they think it will. We're not sure about that. We'll find out when they do it. But the bottom line is that, like sometimes slowing everything down gets frustrating even more. And then you get other stuff that's happening, like road rage and everything else. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But they're doing it. They're starting to lower the speed limits. And I anticipate, knowing Niagara Falls and Niagara Falls City Council, I would anticipate that our speed limits on city roads within the urban boundary, are going to go down to 40, just like them. They're going to follow the leader. And if they do, that's it is what it is. But the one thing they don't have control over is regional roads. So none of these cities can control the speed limit on regional roads. And it does cost a lot of money to switch over, like $150,000 to switch over all these signs and everything. It's not cheap. Take them all down and put up all new ones. So another grab by the taxpayer for this idea. Oh well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Hey, I want to get to my second sponsor, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. And whenever I have a pizza, what I like is consistency. I like a consistent pizza that you know what it's going to be like when you get it. And then, of course, what comes with consistency is you want it to be good. Some pizza chains are consistently bad. But Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue is consistently good because they use the Mancini family recipe for their sauce and crust. Then they do a blend of Saputo mozzarella with brick cheese, put it on the pizza in the right ratio with the sauce. That's so important, the right ratio with the sauce. Fresh toppings in the oven, cooked to perfection, out to you. It's a winner. You've got yourself a winner. That's all I can say. You're not into pizza that much, or you don't feel like it that night, hey, they have poutine, steak and cheese poutine, beautiful chicken wings done in many styles. They have panzerotti. Believe me, they have a full menu. You can't beat it. Open till 2 in the morning, Friday and Saturday, till midnight during the week for your convenience. They do it all. Tell Rex or Mike down there, Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. They'll take care of you. 905-374-2222. If you want to order a pizza by phone, Pete'sPizzaVictoria.ca if you want to order online. And they also use Dine and Dash and all those other services to get your pizza to you. Get a pizza today. Everybody loves a pizza, especially me. I love my pizza. Okay. Well, Canada's broke. We know that, right? We know we're running big deficits. We know we're going to be, by the time Carney finishes this year, we're going to be $2 trillion in debt. Our healthcare system is in crisis as millions of immigrants and refugees allowed into the country by the liberals have taken it to the limit without contributing a dime. I mean, it was bad before. Let's face it. It was bad before. Now it's on the edge of collapse. So what does the liberal government do? They invite these new immigrants to bring their parents and grandparents over. And guess who needs more healthcare than young people? That's right, old people. Seriously, I have to think that's being done on purpose. We know we have way too many people that we've let in over the last 10 years. Probably 3 million, 4 million, maybe more. Who knows? I'm counting the ones that just come in undocumented, walk over the border. We don't know how many are here. We know a lot of them are criminals that they let here, that they let in. We see it every day. But under the PGP, the Parents and Grandparents Program, eligible citizens are invited to bring their parents and grandparents to Canada in what is being billed as a reunification program. Well, isn't that nice? That's right, they're reunificating. People have come over here to student visas and are staying, and they're here working, and then they're going to let them bring their parents and grandparents over. Husband, wife, two parents. That's 8. That's 4 people, a household, and they've sent out 18,000 invitations. They figured 10,000 are going to apply for this. That's a minimum of 40,000 more people. Yep. Yeah. Oh no, it's 80,000 actually, because you have on your in your house you have your parents. That's 2. Your grandparents. That's 4. And the husband and wife are both doing it. That's 8 times 10,000. That's 80,000 more people coming in. If 10,000 take advantage of it, so that's 80,000 more on top of what we already left in it, with top of people who just come here. We don't even know they're here. And they're going to need treatment, drugs, hospitals, procedures, and doctors, of which we have a mass shortage of in Canada right now. We don't have enough doctors. We know that around here. They're paying them, $50,000, $100,000 to locate here. But if you think healthcare in your area is bad now, wait till this happens. Trudeau's let in over 3 million people. Another 400,000 coming this year. I mean, and now 80,000 more on the PGP program. And that's not to mention all these student visas and that kind of thing. Now, last year in January, 1.2 million immigrants were supposed to leave the country because their visas expired. Who knows if they left? Nobody checked on them. Nobody knows where they are. They probably didn't leave. They probably didn't leave. And then you had another 50,000 students on student visas who never showed up for the first day of class. So there's 1.2 million plus another 50,000, 1.7 million. Who knows where they are? Never showed up for class. They got the paperwork from the diploma mills that issued them. Never showed up for the first day of class, but they're still here. They never left. Where are they? Who knows? They're still here on those visas. The 1.2 million are still here. There's 1.2 and 50 is 1.7, 1.2050, and then another 80,000, over 1.3 million, and it's on top of the 3-4 million that are already here. I mean, can the 51st state with ICE come any faster for me? No. And by the way, the federal government, and they say the federal government, the provincial government, the regional government, municipal government, you do realize that's you, right? You are the government. You support the government. You fund the government. So anytime they tell you about these programs that are going to cost money, it's coming out of your pocket. You're the one. There is no federal government. We're the federal government. We're the prudential. We're everything. We pay the way. The federal government says it has spent $1.1 billion to house asylum seekers. That's right. You know, all those people in five-star hotels down the falls? Yeah, all those people. All the people in the five-star hotels getting everything for free, while Canadians are homeless, drug addicted, and starving on the streets. All the people in hotels since 2017. And on top of the 1.5 billion it's given these people, they spent another 1.5 billion given to the provinces to help pay for refugee claimants. So what are their claimants? Their upkeep. They're claiming money. They need money. I mean, did you approve that? Did you approve giving these guys money? I never did. My money, your money. I don't think we approved it. There's no referendum. There's no vote on it. So at the end of the day, they're spending your money, 1.5 billion to help pay for refugee claimant upkeep, and another 1.1 billion to house asylum seekers. $2.6 billion coming out of your pocket. So the PGP program is going to add to that. And guess what? It's not going to get any better. It's not getting any better. Where's it going to end? I don't know. I don't know where it's going to end. Everything's not looking very good. We're blowing a lot of money. And on August 1st, 35% tariffs come into effect. It's even going to be worse. I don't know. We're not in trouble in Canada. Everything's great in Canada. The economy's good in Canada. Everything's fantastic in Canada. Well, you know what? They're gaslighting you. It isn't great. It isn't great. I don't know what to tell you. People don't see it. What can I tell them? I could tell them to sit here all day and talk about it, but it ain't going to change anything. Where's Carney? No budget, no parliament, no nothing. Spending $500 billion. 213 billion to Europe for their military. 2.3 billion to help rebuild the Ukraine. 2 billion to arm the Ukraine for weapons and that. I mean, the money's just being thrown away. It's just being spent like it doesn't matter. It's just being spent, you know. So at the end of the day, I can't wait for the 51st state. You know why? You know why? And speaking of the states, let's talk about Obama. Because your good buddy Obama, not my good buddy, your good buddy Obama, is in big doo-doo. He's in deep doo-doo. And that's getting deeper and deeper with every hour as every hour passes. And he's not going to crawl out of this one anytime soon. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. You know, the Democrats, they created this monster, the Frankenstein monster called Obama. I mean, this guy had nothing on his resume. He was a big nothing, a social worker in Chicago. He came up through the Democratic ranks, was pushed up through the Democratic ranks as the chosen one. And I remember way before he became president, I saw him speak and I go, this guy right here is going to be a president one day. He was just that smooth. And he was maybe at the Democratic National Convention. I watch all these conventions, Republican Democrats. I want to see what they're up to. And there he was. And then, of course, they had the caucuses and everything to find the leader of the party, and they picked Hillary Clinton. Oh, did they? No, they didn't. This upstart Obama came and took over, and Hillary still hasn't recovered from it. Obama was the perfect DEI hire. Perfect DEI hire. And they pushed him through. I mean, Hillary thought she was anointed. She was going to be the one to push through, but no, they didn't. They took Obama, decided a black man would work better, so they worked this Kenyan national to death, faking his whole life and putting him on stage, giving him power and letting him continue wielding the sword as an old man with a bad memory pretended to run the country. So even after Obama got beat by Trump for a term, the next best was a guy who didn't know what was going on and they could control very easy, and that was Joe Biden. And that was Joe Biden. And of course, this monster that they created is now coming back to bite them because of election interference, which they're calling treason. The Democrats always eat their own. We saw them eat Joe Biden. He was the guy. He used the sharpest tack in the drawer, the sharpest knife in the drawer. He was the guy who's running for president. Then all of a sudden, there was this debate. And within 2 weeks, he was out. They ate him up, chewed him up, spit him out, got rid of him for no reason. Remember, he went to all the primaries and he won them. He had millions of votes and just threw him right out in favor of the next DEI hire, Kamala Harris. So now Barry Soetoro, a.k.a. Barack Hussein Obama, is going down. And his cronies are going down with him. That's right. It's there in black and white. All the evidence. Russiagate. He's going down. We've waited 10 years for this. Trump knew what was going on in his first term, but he was impeached 2 times, indicted 4 times, arrested. Everything happened to Trump. His 4 years of being president was nothing but obstruction. That's all it was, obstruction, with impeachments and arrests and indictments and charges of rape and you name it. They brought back cases from 30 years ago. And they're crying about Obama. Oh, yeah, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. And they're crying about that. Statute of limitations. No, it doesn't apply here to treason, sedition. There is no statute of limitations. He's going down. And there's no statute of limitations on anything Trump did. And they're false allegations. So now he's coming back to bite them. It's in black and white. They got all the evidence they need. He's going to be indicted. He's going to be arrested in the next 10 days. Well, before the end of the month, probably. His birthday is August 4th. Wouldn't that be a nice birthday present? Obama in handcuffs? Yeah, baby. Well, it's public information now. They're letting it all out. And heads are going to roll. And that's that. And all the people who are called conspiracy theorists and nut jobs and every other name they use against people like me, we're vindicated. We're vindicated. It's happening. And there is an unaliving penalty attached to treason. And you know what that means? Couldn't happen to a better golem. A monster created and directed by the deep state and let loose on America for 8 years, and then given control for another 4 years with a president that didn't know up from down. I mean, Obama could always say, hey, I was born in Kenya, not the United States. You can't charge me from treason against the country I wasn't even born in. Oh, I'd love to hear that one. Oh, I'd love to hear that one. Go ahead, Obama. Make my day. And, he came up with a big statement, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? Guess what? It's in black and white. And to really set the nail in the coffin, Trump even mentioned it. Sitting there with the head of state from another country and talking about all this and about an ex-president. The first time an ex-president will be indicted for treason, charged with treason. So, I mean, it's public. It's public. This isn't just chatterings and rumors. That it's public. Trump said it. He committed treason. We got proof. But you know what? Obama's not the only one on the chopping block. There's a list of people that are going to be investigated and charged by the Department of Justice. All accessories to treason, none of them getting off between Epstein and Russiagate. There's a ton of charges coming down the pipe. Bill and Hillary Clinton, John Brennan, Jim Comey, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, Merrick Garland, Robert Mueller, William Barr, Shifty Schiff, Pelosi, Jeff Sessions, a whole bunch of them. They're all on the list to investigate. And of course, the ringleader, Barack Hussein Obama. He's the ringleader of all the treasonous. It was funny, because after the election, when Trump when landslided Harris, I said that on January 22nd, right after January 21st, when he was baptized, he was inaugurated. I said Trump is going to be like Michael Corleone in The Godfather, that he would settle all family business right after that swearing-in ceremony. And he did. He's settling it all, overturning executive orders, getting the illegal aliens out, closing off the border. He's done everything he wants to do. And he hit, excuse me, and he hit the ground running. No fooling around. This isn't something that just happened. Trump had a plan from when the election was stolen from him in 2020. He knew exactly who the players were and what he was going to do 4 years from then. And he planned it for 4 years. He knew who was going to do what. He knew what positions they were going to be in. He knew what they were going to do. And he's doing it 6 months in. That's it. He's only been president for 6 months. We have 3.5 more years. And he's already taken these criminals down. Packing criminals, sending them to Alligator Alley. Packing criminals, putting them on planes and sending them home. Cleaning up sanctuary cities. Making trade deals. A beautiful one he made with Japan. We'll talk about that in a second. So through impeachments, indictments, everything, Trump has been planning this. He knows what he's doing. He's going right after the guys. Right after the guys. The treasonous. The deep state used puppets like the Biden, Fannie Willis, Letitia James, and a host of other corrupt shills to take him down, and they failed. What was left? They tried to kill him twice. That's all that was left for them. We'll try to kill him, and they failed at that. Now the Department of Justice, FBI, Attorney General are still looking for arrests and convictions, looking for Obama to be the first one to be let out in cuffs. He's going to be the guy and thrown in the slammer. But don't think for a minute this is going to be easy. This is the party of dirty tricks. Gabbard, Bondi, Patel, and Bongino, they all have to watch their backs too. These criminals are now backed into a corner like the rats that they are. And they're going to be in attack mode. They're going to stop at nothing. Stay tuned. This is going to get exciting in the next few weeks as warrants are issued and people are let off in cuffs. It's going to be a wild time in the United States. Sit back and watch. We have 3.5 more years to watch this. It's going to be glorious. That are left on the Trump's presidency. He's going to be in for 3.5 more years, and he's not stopping. He's draining the swamp. He's cleaning it right out once and for all. And you got to say, God bless America. God bless President Trump. Go get him. And if we only had that in Canada, if we only had that in Canada, all these guys who were involved with COVID, Arrive scam. Remember that Arrive scam, or Arrive, whatever it was called, Arrive Can. It was really Arrive scam. Millions and millions and millions of dollars given to Trudeau's friends for something that was a piece of junk. There's a lot of people who should be called on the carpet in Canada too. We will never do it because conservatives will never win another election. Let's face it. The demographics aren't there for them. You see what happens after 4 years. Trudeau again. After 4 more years, scandal after scandal, blackface, you name it, 4 more years. SCL of Lavalin. Every scandal you could imagine, Trudeau was involved in. Arrive Can, COVID, elected again. And then we finally get rid of him. He was forced to resign, basically. And what do we get? Somebody even worse. That's the way Canada rolls. It's never going to change. Conservatives will never win again. Forget about it. The demographics has changed so that conservatives can't win. But we need it here in Canada. We need it worse than the States. Now, on another note, if I were Tulsi Gabbard, I'd have a contingent of bodyguards surrounding me. I wouldn't go anywhere with bodyguards, Secret Service, because the people she's indicting are serious and arresting are serious criminals. They're capable of anything, including assassination. We talked about that yesterday. The Clintons are known for it. They have a word for it, Clinton side. The Obamas are involved in a couple of weird things, like his chef. They saw him floating in front of his $15 million mansion on the beach in Martha's Vineyard. The guy who was going to release a book telling the whole story about Obama and his affair with Obama. Dead. They're capable of anything. So if I was Tulsi Gabbard, I would definitely be watching my back along with Patel, Bongino, anybody else that's involved, Bondi. I'd really be watching. Really be watching. I mean, correct. They even tried to take out Trump twice. So they're not beyond anything. And that's what makes me whole laugh about the Epstein thing. People say, oh, Trump was on the list. Bondi released information that said Trump was on the list. I mean, everybody said that before. We knew that before she said it. 7 times they said he was on the list, somebody. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise anybody. But the media has made the list out to be anybody on it was involved in illegal activities with minors, child trafficking, child abuse. But that's not true. There are a lot of people who knew Epstein used his jet for a family. A family took the jet. They never did anything, never went to Epstein Island. I mean, they flew from one place to the other, from, I don't know, New York to New Jersey real quick on his private jet to go to a wedding or something. Or whatever. Even Trump was on his jet, took a flight from there to Mar-a-Lago or something. I don't know. But either way, I mean, because you're on that list doesn't mean that you've done anything criminal. It just means you're on the list. So before everybody goes through that scenario, Trump was one of the guys. Think about it. Think about what you're saying. They would do anything to get rid of Trump. Anything, even try to kill him. So if they had information on that Epstein file about Trump with minors or doing anything, they would have released it. Biden had control over that and his cronies, Obama and the rest of them, for 4 years. You think they wouldn't have released that? Of course they would have. They didn't release it for one reason. He never did anything. He might be on the list, but there's no proof he did anything. So why release it? And they didn't want to release the list because they were all on it too. Now Trump is going to release the list. He said he was. So it's going to be released. And I think Maxwell even said Trump is not involved in any of this crazy stuff. She came right out and said it. But regardless, if Trump was on that list, they would have used it against him. Guaranteed. They didn't. So that tells you all you need to know. That tells you all you need to know. Any allegations that he was on there and doing stuff, Forget about it. Okay, Tom Holman, director of ICE. We're going to talk about him in a moment. Interesting stuff with him, but first I have to get to my third sponsor, Hamel Machine Company. And whenever a new industry moves into Niagara Falls, the first thing they look for is a machine shop. They have to know that there's a local convenient machine shop that knows what they're doing, that can take care of any problems they have. They cannot afford to shut down. Time is money. Since 1948, Hamel Machine Company has been dealing with big industry, small industry, and guys like us. You need something fabricated for your backyard, a set of gates or something. They can do that. They've been doing it for a long time, and they know what they're doing. But they're not just guys who fix things or mill things. They are also innovators. If you have a broken part on a machine, they come and look at it and say, yeah, we can repair that, or we can re-engineer that with our 3D printers, and cut pieces out with our water jet cutters with computer precision. They look to make it better. They look to save the industry time and money by being more efficient. That's what they do. That's what they're good at. And that's why they're the machine shop in Niagara Falls, the biggest machine shop in Niagara Falls. They work for the region, they work for the city, they work for the wine industry, they do work for Rich's Products, big industry, small industry, doesn't matter. They help anybody who needs help, and they're good at what they do. Time is money. If you need something fixed, go see Hamel Machine Company. They're going to take care of you, they're going to be fair with you, and they're going to get the job done right so you can get back to work ASAP. That's the way they operate since 1948. Hamel Machine Company, hamelmachine.ca. That's where you go. You can check out all the beautiful work they've done for the wine industry and other industries around town. Check it out today. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you if you go visit them. And I'll be happy. They'll be happy. They're good corporate citizens, been here a long time. They deserve your support, and they deserve industry support in this city. Come on, let's go see them. Okay, Tom Holman, Director of ICE, Immigration, Customs Enforcement. He's not fooling around anymore. These sanctuary city states are giving him problems, and he's arresting people who give him problems, and he's going in there and taking care of business regardless of what they say. One of his agents, off duty at the time, was ambushed and shot in the face during an attempted robbery by an illegal. The illegal had a lengthy rap sheet, but was back on the streets because of these sanctuary cities catch and release programs, letting these guys in the city in the first place. It's bad, but it's nothing unusual in a sanctuary state or a sanctuary city that values illegal criminals more than hardworking Americans. The illegal, Miguel Francisco Mora Nunez, a Dominican, was arrested and charged for felony grand larceny, second and third degree assault, criminal contempt, and on February 21st this year was issued a criminal warrant for armed robbery with a firearm. Yep, but he was on the street. No problem. He was on the street. After he failed to show up for an immigration hearing, a judge ordered Nunez to be deported. Guess what? They never found him before he shot the agent. Another day in his life, committing crimes, getting away with it. And here we are. An agent shot in the face, an attempted robbery, and this guy running on the streets. You can place this right on the backs of the New York City politicians in the Biden administration that opened the borders to all these illegal alien criminals. You just let them in, 20 million of them or more. But Holman, he's not sitting still on this. He is now flooding the sanctuary city streets with ICE agents, saying, if you don't want us hauling these illegals out of jails, we'll get them on the streets and take anyone else we find with them. I mean, New York City has prevented ICE agents from entering prisons to remove these illegals. And they're released back onto the streets to commit more crimes. Well, that's going to end in fast, because they're going to flood these streets with ICE agents, and they're picking them up and getting them out of there. No excuses, nothing. You're here illegal, you're leaving. If you're a criminal illegal, you're leaving, and you know where you go to wait? Alligator Alcatraz. Oh, and there's people complaining, oh, it's terrible there. Well, you know what? Send them home then. Better in their country than Alligator Alcatraz. Mosquitoes the size of dogs. Get out of here. They're going. They're sitting there. And what we need to do is we need to do that in Canada. That's what we need right here. We need it in Canada. We need ICE agents on the streets. We need to deport these illegals. You're seeing these gangs. Look at the names. They're stealing cars. They just cracked about 6 people out of a big gang operating. Look at the guy. They hijack cars. They break into jewelry stores. Look at these guys. And then we need someone like Holman to put these guys away, these judges in courts. Poor guy at Charles Daly Park. Guy hijacks his car and runs him over and kills him. An 82-year-old man. A senseless death because we won't put these guys in jail. And this guy had a bunch of different charges against him. He's out running around the streets. And he still is. They haven't got him yet. Just totally, totally ridiculous. We see it every day. It's sickening, to be honest with you. But our politicians don't care. They don't care. They don't care. And the judges don't care. They don't care. You know, sad part is, judges, that you don't care. Your family could be next. What are you going to do then? Let them off on parole? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We see it every day. It's happening right in front of our eyes, and nobody does a thing about it. Over to the Ukraine, where Zelensky is in trouble. He canceled the election this year because he's a dictator. And now he has dissolved 2 committees that were looking into political corruption in the Ukraine. Get rid of them. We don't need them. We don't need them looking into my corruption. They're probably looking into him. That's why. The Ukraine is the most corrupt nation in Europe, with Zelensky, the former actor, playing role as president, with a net worth of, say, about 30 million right now. I think it's a lot more. I think it's in the billions, but they list it in Forbes, like they can get this information, but they list him as 30 million. But still, the guy's was an out-of-work actor. He's playing an acting role. He's worth 30 million now. What's that, after 4 years, 3 years they've been fighting? How did that happen? Good work if you can get it. But the people are catching on. There's mass protests in the streets outside of government buildings because they're sick of this guy and what he's doing. Major unrest in the Ukraine now. The story's developing. Stay tuned to it. It could get a lot worse over there. And the war's still going on. And the only reason he's even still alive is because Europe and NATO and the United States and Canada keep propping him up, although the U.S. has pulled a lot of their money. But Trump's getting tired of what's going on and nobody getting to the peace table, smoking the peace pipe, that he's gonna bolster the Ukraine's weapons and support them to teach Putin a lesson. See what happens there. But Zelensky's, he could be on the ropes here. Go buy a suit, you bum, when you come to the White House. Yeah, I got to get talking about Doug Ford here in a minute. This blowhard. But I got to go to my third sponsor, Niagara Parks Commission. And, you know, Niagara Parks Commission, they've been around for well over 100 years. I mean, I can't remember the date. I put it down at one time, but been around for over 100 years, taking care of the Niagara Parks. And the Niagara Parks Commission are the custodians of 32 miles of the most beautiful parkway in the world, with the centerpiece being Niagara Falls itself. I'm telling you, if you come to Niagara Falls, you got to go down the Niagara Parks Commission. You have to see this parkway they keep pristine in the Niagara Falls. But once you finish doing that, don't forget their attractions. They have attractions from Niagara-on-Lake right through to Fort Erie, the Great Gorge Trip, the Glen, Spanish Arrow Car. They have the zip lines down by the falls. You're looking at the American Falls and zip lining right into the Horseshoe Falls. Table Rock House, Rankin Power Station. They have a ton of attractions, and for your lucky for you, I mean, they offer them in a package. So you can get a package where you can go to all these attractions and you can see it all for one low price. As well, they have a parking pass for those in Ontario. You can go and park for one low price, $50 for the season. And that's cheap because some of their parking is $36 for the day. It's amazing what they've done down there. They take care of that beautiful parkland. They are good citizens of Niagara Falls, believe me. You can even go out to towards Fort Erie and see Bob Gale's goats eating the grass rather than mowing it with lawnmowers. Amazing. Niagara Parks Commission, go to niagaraparks.com. You'll see everything they have to offer, all their specials, all their attractions. Take advantage of it. If you live in Niagara Falls, take advantage of it. We don't go down there enough. It's the most beautiful part of Niagara Falls, all taken care of by the Niagara Parks Commission. Support the Parks Commission. Go down and see your falls. We just neglect to do that, and it's too bad because they're just beautiful when you get down there. Okay, thank you for supporting our sponsors. They support the city. They're good corporate citizens, and they support the show. Okay, this blowhard Doug Ford. Have you seen his act recently? Beating his elbows up chest, talking about how to deal with Trump. Oh, he's like Tarzan. The guy's an idiot. All this nonsense is because he's taken a shot at being the leader of the Conservative Party in the next election. I guarantee it. What's a premier doing up there talking like this? I mean, what's he have to say about anything the feds are doing? In making promises he has no authority to make as the premier of Ontario, well, there's only one reason for him doing that. He's being belligerent. It's to set the stage, to take a run at leading the Conservative Party, then jumping into the PM's chair. That's what he wants to do. It's obvious. But continuing to taunt and threaten Trump is not the best strategy. He hasn't heard that strategy doesn't work. He tried it. Oh, yeah, we're going to cut off electricity in the United States. We're going to do this and that. Guess what? There's still 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum. He hasn't turned off nothing. And in about a week, another 35% tariff is going to go on everything. So all his chest thumping, all his belligerence, all his elbows up baloney is doing nothing. Especially when it comes from a weak country. What's Canada going to do? Seriously. Look at Carney. What's he going to do? It's a joke. Speaking of that, speaking of Chili con Carne, he's got a big powwow. He had a big powwow with the premiers in Muskoka or somewhere up there a few days ago. Told all the premiers that he'll only sign a U.S. deal that is in the best interest of Canadians. He doesn't say whether a 35% tariff being laid on Canada in about a week is good for Canadians or not, but he hasn't done anything to stop it. That's what's going to happen next week. That's what's going to happen if Carney doesn't come to his senses and come up with something good for Canadians by then. He must like a 35% tariffs. He's had a month, more than a month probably, to do something about it and has done absolutely nothing. And now he's meeting with the premiers to get their opinion. This guy is a waste of skin. The guy really has no clue. Seriously, he has no clue what's going on. Trump's over there just doing what he wants. And this we elected him, the only guy who could deal with Trump. The guy hasn't done anything, dealt anything. We still don't have a deal. He's going to make only a deal that'll be good for Canada. Well, in a week, 35%, that'll be good for Canada, won't it? Guy's full of baloney. He's letting tough guy Doug Ford get up on the microphone, and he's getting all the press for all the wrong reasons. I'm telling you, these people are it's ridiculous. Who elected these guys? So Carney's answer to everything: tell the U.S. to F off and deal with Europe and third world countries. Yeah, we're just going to deal with Europe and third world countries. Heck with the United States. F them. Good luck with that. Shunning the greatest and wealthiest country in the world for wannabes. Well, doesn't make a lot of sense, but here we are. I mean, Trump just made a deal to sell rice to Japan. Can you imagine that? He made a deal to sell rice to Japan. He knows what he's doing. They settled for a 15% tariff across the board, either way, including on cars, while other countries like Canada remain at 25% tariff on autos. Japan will invest $500 billion in the U.S., creating jobs, and what is being called the biggest trade agreement ever. News of the deal jumped the Nikkei exchange 3.7%. Investors love the deal. That's what I'm talking about. Where's our guy making deals? Who the hell knows? He won't even bring down a budget. He's just blowing $500 billion without even a budget. Who does that? Nobody has a say. And he won't call Parliament back. I mean, we're in the middle of a trade war here. Tariffs 35% going on. He's not calling Parliament back to discuss it. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Anyway, that's it for me today. I'm out of here. Tomorrow, finally Friday. City Council agenda will be out today. Go to NiagaraFalls.ca to see it. I'll talk a little bit about it tomorrow on the show. Wheels and I are going to go through it on Monday. We're going to go through the City Council agenda. So you have to check out the Monday show and see what we have to say about that. We'll give you the lowdown. Tuesday is going to be regular Trash Talking Tuesday. And I'll pick up anything that I missed on Monday about the City Council agenda. Some more thoughts on it as I think about them. Wednesday's absolutely. Thursday's another Straight Talk Thursday before the long weekend. And I'm not going to do a show on Friday before the long weekend or Monday before the long weekend. Taking those 2 days off. I have lots going on. My mother's 100th birthday. Oh, there's so much going on that weekend. I'm just going to take it off and get down to some stuff I have to do around the house and at home. And I'll be back on Trash Talking Tuesday on August 5th. But we still have all next week to take care of business here and tell you more about what's going on. Anyway, I'm out of here. My name is Paul Killamere. This is Your City, Your Voice, coming to you live from the studios of 4680Q, downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, across from the Meteor Crater. And don't forget to take care of our sponsors. They sponsor the show. They're good corporate citizens. Take care of them. Support our sponsors. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, Hamel Machine Company, and Niagara Parks Commission, the beautiful Niagara Parks Commission. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy the weather. That's what I'm going to be doing. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow with Finally Friday. Ciao, ciao for now.